Isolation and anxiety, nature's best friends. It is counterintuitive to many people that home would be a place that causes anxiety. To most people, home is where you go for comfort and relaxation. But when you have to start spending 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year in home, at home, alone, well, bad things start to happen to the brain. Now, it doesn't matter if you're incarcerated or at home. Chances are it's worse if you're incarcerated because you have less. But if you're at home, the home itself starts to become a prison. If you're in prison, this makes sense. But if you're at home, this doesn't really make sense. Why does my home become like a prison? I want to get out, but I don't know how to get out. I've seen this happen with dudes too in construction who would get a pretty serious injury and then they'd be stuck home for like 6 months. And if they didn't have a job waiting for them when that got done, they would have been in a very unhealthy place because they have no one in their lives. They're single men that just party and they don't have anyone in their life. So that kind of isolation tends to breed anxiety. Most people don't take it well. It People can't sit still. People start to worry about stupid things. They start to imagine things that aren't real. Like, and it's not big things that aren't real. Like I'm seeing demons. It's like a slight or something like that. Like something to often to do with social interaction. The way they begin to perceive social interaction, there's like imaginary parts to it. Like I believe we saw this a lot with dog whistle stuff, where people started saying all these things were dog whistles, like imaginary signs. Well, to them they're not imaginary, but they are often, secret words or codes or hand phrases that people would do for some reason to upset other people or show their allegiance to something, which is a very poor way of doing things. Like, I mean, maybe if you're in like a street gang or something, you want to show, like, but irrelevant, irrelevant. Don't try and figure out crazy shit because it will drive you crazy. The first rule: don't argue with crazy people because you'll go crazy too. Um, no man is an island. Like, what goes on around you matters. And when you're trapped at home, that tends to be something like the further it gets, you don't know how to get out. And even though it's obvious, just go outside and do something. Pick a place in the phone book, go there and say hello to someone. But like, you lose the ability to do that if you don't interact with people on a daily basis. Like, it starts to seem foreign and scary to do that. Like something that you wouldn't do. You don't know how to do. There's tremendous anxiety now attached to doing something that used to just be normal. I don't know why it happens that way, but it does. And what I believe has gone on in America is COVID caused all this destabilization of people. And I think that is how you get the current political and cultural environment of America with like everything is combative. Everyone is the enemy. Everyone has to pick sides. If you're not with us, you're against us, straight up George W. style. Like, and I mean, I hear that all the time with people. Either you're with us or you're against us. And they might not say those words exactly, but that idea is what they mean. And that idea is the product of a deranged mind or a very corrupt mind, a very self interested mind. But I don't think self interest explains what's going on here. I think COVID destabilized a lot of people. I think it destabilized some very popular influencers as well. And now you have people who are influencing others who are unaware that they are destabilized themselves. And you're seeing these divergent paths, and it all seems to be spurred on by madness. I mean, to an outsider, to someone who's not invested in it really one way or the other. Um, every side is just slathered in madness. And not only that, they're proud of it. Like, there's like a chest beating quality to I can be crazier than them, and like I'll take an even crazier position to prove that I'm right. And it's like, well, that's not really showing. It's not really connecting with everyone else. But I think COVID caused a lot of instability. Damn, destabilizing and unstable. Oh, it's so tricky. Oh, it failed. Not important. I feel like Charlie Brown. Hey. Now, I do think COVID has like severely damaged the American political system and the American, I don't want to call it culture, but like that's what it is. All of that stuff seems to be just absolute madness. And I think COVID had a lot to do with it. And I don't hear anyone really saying that. But like if you look at it, it seems to connect. Uh, you know, I'm no brain doctor, but you know, take it for what it's worth.